This is the most awesome game player I've ever seen. Other people only play the gods when they play games, but he only plays the groups. That is, those garbage games that are full of bugs, such as being attacked by invisible monsters, or some map. Character models that can go through walls. The range of the monster's hit is larger than the model, etc. Although the experience of these games is very poor, the male lead is happy in it, passing the group step by step. However, on this day, after the male lead passed the group step by step, he was a little unbearable, because the NPCs in this game are too powerful, so the male lead decided to kill him too. I've been waiting for this moment. I got it. You will also sync with the evil gods. Awesome. It turns out that when the male lead was playing the game, he had already suffered enough from the torture of this NPC. He often drove his car to kill passers-by and companions, but you let it go. You even put all their responsibility on the final leader. You evil gods. If it weren't for him, this wouldn't have happened. And the male lead just complained a little, was so angry that he didn't continue to promote the plot. Now the game is finally completed. Of course, the male lead has to take revenge on him. In addition, although the male lead is a gamer, he also has a girlfriend who likes him. For example, Kini, who has always been in love with the male lead, is thinking about what reason to be with the male lead every day. What are you doing now? What game are you playing now? Me too. Awesome. However, when she was preparing to act, she was robbed by the male lead's friend. She was so happy to talk to her friend about the game, but Kini didn't have a chance to interrupt her. So after school, Kini came to the game shop where the male lead often went, and planned to meet the male lead here. The shopkeeper also knew his intention, so she started to ridicule Kini. Kini, who was exposed, blushed instantly. Then the big sister also told Kini about the game the male lead was playing recently. She wanted Kini to make a topic out of it. However, after the male lead came in, Kini disappeared. The big sister was speechless. I didn't expect Kini to be scared at the critical moment. Suddenly, the male lead began to make fun of the big sister. Looking at the male lead, who was full of mouth, the big sister was helpless. Then he looked at Kini and looked at the male lead. Then he recommended a game to the male lead that many people have been playing recently. He wanted the two of them to play this game together to match their relationship. After all, the game the male lead played before was not acceptable for girls at all. The male lead, who was so excited and tortured, was indeed a little touched after hearing the introduction of the big sister. So he decided to buy one and went home to play it right away. After wearing VR glasses, the male lead also entered the game world at random, and the first step is to choose a career. The male lead found that the career of this game was up to 100%. Sure enough, the god is the god. After a selection, the male lead chose a mercenary career with 2 blades. As for the male lead, he chose a vagabond. Although it is difficult to improve defense, it has an extra life bonus. After all, this will affect therative criticism and drop rate, and the next step is to pinch the face to relieve. Seeing that you can not only freely choose appearance but also freely choose decorations. The male lead also became serious for a long time. After all, these functions are not available in those studios. However, the male lead pinched for a long time, but he pinched a Birdman. But the male lead is not a pervert, so he deliberately pinched it like this. Because the style of his game has always been to focus on weapons, not on defense. What's more, the equipment when creating the character can also be replaced with a game pen. So the male lead sold all the defense. He only chose a bird mask. In this way, he did not have to feel ashamed when he ran. Then the male lead took 2 words in his name. After being the name of the game, he entered the game world. And the male lead was born in a forest. After all, he was born to choose a vagabond. It's normal to be homeless. Then the male lead moved his body for a while. He found that he was not far from reality when he moved. It was not comparable to his past actions. After getting familiar with the basic operation of the game, the male lead opened the map. He planned to go to the novice village first. Then the male lead went to the novice village. However, when he was studying his attributes, a goblin suddenly attacked him. The male lead directly dodged the attack with a flash. Then he took out the first aid kit with the system. What's the battle like? Let's try it. Great. After killing the goblin, the male lead's level also rose to level 2. And the goblin also dropped a stone axe. But the durability was a bit low. He couldn't use it for a long time. At this time, the grass on the side suddenly swung up. A rabbit rushed out at random. Had he directly stabbed the male lead. The male lead was also quick-sighted. He easily dodged the rabbit's attack. But after seeing the power of this knife, the male lead was not only a little scared. If he was stabbed by him, he must have cut himself on the spot. Then the rabbit picked up the knife again and stabbed the male lead. This time, the male lead did not dodge but directly blocked the rabbit's attack with a weapon. Then he opened the rabbit's dagger. He directly stabbed the rabbit's abdomen. But even though he hit the rabbit, he failed to kill the rabbit directly. Great. After killing the rabbit, the male lead's level also reached level 4. Seeing so much experience at once, the male lead also guessed that this should be an elite monster. Although the rabbit did not drop the weapon, the male lead learned a skill of dodging and blocking with the operation just now. This also means that what kind of skills the player will get is related to his own operation, and he can use his own operation to make up for the difference in level. For this, the male lead also thought of various fighting methods. But compared to these, the male lead still wants to get a rabbit's weapon. But the rabbit is an elite monster after all. The number is still very rare, and the rate of weapons is extremely low. The male lead killed 50 in total and finally collected 2 weapons, because this rate is really too low and there is a reason for the endurance. The male lead also decided to use them at the critical moment. And during this period, the male lead also learned 2 new skills. The level also increased to level 12. Then, after the male lead added 5 points of power, he added all the points to the lucky paper. It seems that he also wants to become an European player like Maipulu. After doing all this, the male lead also decided to skip the new village and go directly to the second town. After all, the monsters near the new village are already inexperienced for him. However, if you want to go there, you need to pass a bridge and you have to defeat a guardian. If you want to see more videos like this, subscribe to this channel. See you in the next video. Bye bye.